In this lecture, we are going to learn how to find usages of certain Java objects. You can search for the usages of a class, of a method, of a field, whatever you want. In this particular case, we are going to look for usages of this class. And to do the exercise, we already have two classes referencing it, using a field. And in addition to that, we have a method that is calling another method of that class. The other class is also referencing a method, but this one is different from the previous one. First of all, I'm going to close this window from other lesson. Well, you have to place the cursor over the class you want to search usages for. Right-click and hit Find Usages. As you can see here, there is a shortcut assigned to it, and it is Alt plus F7. But you have to be careful because it can be captured by the system. In my case, that I am using Ubuntu, the Windows system is capturing it, and I end up moving the window instead of finding usages. You can also use the functionality through Edit, Find Usages. You can see that the Find window shows up, and we can see that we get the two results that we were expecting, the ones from the field reference. And in the right part, we have a panel showing the preview of the reference. You can even make modifications from here. If you want to quickly jump to those places, just double-click over the entry. There is another option, and it is called Show Usages instead of Find Usages. What's the difference among the two? In case there is only one result, Show Usages directly jumps to that result. In case there are more than one result, a pop-up is going to show up with less information than this one. Let's try it. To use that functionality, you have to go to Edit, Find, Show Usages. Or, as you can see in here, you can use Ctrl, Alt, and 7. As we said, we can perform this very same thing over functions or over fields. As we can see here, we are only looking for class references. So the usage of this method is not showing up in here. So if I search for the usages of this method, only one usage is shown up, because this method is only used in one of the classes. The other one is using a different one, this one. But what happens if we want to find usages of all the methods of a single class at the same time? Doing that one at a time for each method could be very tedious. Think for example a class with 10 methods. In addition to that, you wouldn't see all the results in the same window. Instead, you would have 10 different windows. Well, you can perform that just by placing the cursor in the class name and hitting Edit, Find Usages Settings. Or if you want to activate it through the shortcut, Ctrl Alt Shift 7. Here you have several options in order to modify the behavior. In this case, we are going to enable finding usages of methods. And if we click Find, we see here that instead of 2 usages as we found before, we find 4 usages. Because right now we are finding the class references and the method references. So this entry here is saying that we are using the search for this method, and this other entry in here is saying that we are using the search for these two methods. And this is a very convenient way of finding all the usages of a given class.